and messed up hair, but it's the end of school almost, and I'm tired. So, anyway, um, my presentation today is going to be about ADHD, which I'm very familiar with because I have ADHD. I never realized it until I was an adult and I was doing wife, mother, teacher, and school, college, and then I realized that that was me. And anyway, so I was really interested to learn more about it, and I'm going to share it with you today. ADHD is one of the most common neurodevelopmental orders. I'm sorry, diagnosed in early childhood and childhood, often as early as preschool. Chronic neurological I'm sorry, I can't say it. Chronic neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by persistent patterns of hyperactivity, inattention, and impulsivity. Children can have one, two, or all of the persistent patterns. Symptoms normally occur before 12 years of age. It's diagnosed, um, ADHD is diagnosed based on behavior observations that occur over time, and DSM-5, which is a diagnostic and statistical manual of mental disorders. Under age 6, they say to be cautious and use multiple steps like clinical interviews, observations, behavior rating scales, and developmental screening tools, evaluations from parents and teachers, like the Connors rating scale or the Vanderbilt assessment, medical evaluations from the doctor, which is used to rule out other causes and issues. Symptoms must be present more than 6 months and in 2 or more settings. Okay. Um, Assessment and detection in early childhood. How is a disability identified in early childhood? The child is observed by the doctor and child psychologists for delays in attention span, excessive movement, impulsivity, and difficulty listening and following directions. The Vanderbilt ADHD diagnostic rating scale is used, and parent teacher observations are critical when assessing for ADHD. Prevalence and statistics. Um, Prevalence of disability in children, according to the CDC, 6 million children in the United States are diagnosed with ADHD. 250,000 are 3 to 5 year olds, which is very shocking to me because that's a whole lot of little children. 2% of preschool children ages 3 to 5 are diagnosed with ADHD, and it's 2 to 3 times more common in boys than girls. Girls are usually or often, I'm sorry, underdiagnosed due to different systems presentations. Um, 6 to 9% of children ages 3 to 7 are affected by ADHD in the U.S., and there's increased awareness of ADHD and mental health access have attributed to the rise in diagnostic rates. Impact on daily life. Um, Disability impacts the children's learning, which means paying attention, completing tasks, and following directions in school. Their social interactions, because impulsivity can affect relationships, which can cause social rejection. Behavioral frustration, tantrums, trouble regulating emotions, and noncompliance occurs often. And behavior issues may be seen as defiance instead of neurodevelopmental differences, which can cause conflict with teachers and peers, further affecting the self-esteem and academic success of the child. Availability of services. Um, Local and community resources exist for children with this disability. preschool special education services, public school districts, ages 3 to 5, early intervention programs. Behavioral therapies can also be used. Therapists, I've seen them come to our school and work with the children on different types of behaviors. This can help in early childhood behavior management. Um, Availability of services continue. There are support groups for children and adults with ADHD. CHADD provides resources in local chapters. Parent training programs like Triple P or Incredible Years. University affiliated child development clinics often offer free or low cost assessments as well. Legal protection, um, IDEA, which is the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or other I'm sorry, young children with ADHD can be able to have services under the Other Health Impairment or OHI, and these children may qualify to be able to receive free, appropriate public education in the least restrictive environment. Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973 protects children with ADHD from being discriminated against and allows accommodations to ensure equal access to education. Children under age 3 can also receive the early intervention services, Part C, and children 3 to 5 can receive preschool and special education, Part B, of their if their ADHD impacts their learning significantly. Services organized and provided, ID individualized family service plan. This is for children under age 3 and is coordinated by early intervention providers. Service teams also can include early childhood educators, parents, speech teachers, and occupational therapists, school psychologists, and special education classes. IEP for children aged 3 and older in preschool or school settings. Classroom adaptations. Some strategies that I found are to assign a space that's quiet or alternative seating for these children with ADHD. Um, this can help them to calm down when they're overstimulated. You can also seat the child away from distractions in the classroom when they're trying to do their work if they're having problems with that. You can provide fidget tools, use positive reinforcement like stickers, verbal praise, a hug, anything like that. Offer frequent movement breaks, like brain breaks, which that really helps the children. Helps me too. um, you can provide a daily routine that's structured with clear transitions so that the children know what's going to happen next and what's expected of them at that time. Another strategy is visual schedules with pictures. These are very helpful, especially for preschool age children, 3 to 5, um, and also giving instructions that are just one step, like put your put your backpack in your cubby. That's helpful for these children. These adaptations benefit children with ADHD and promote more inclusive learning environments for all children. Two children's books that I found that were very helpful to help children and understand ADHD and empathize with their peers who have ADHD. Um, these books would promote inclusion. The first book is called Corey's Stories. It's a kid's book about living with ADHD by Janine Kraus. It explains ADHD from the perspective of a child, which encourages empathy and understanding. It shows how the child copes with all of his symptoms. The other child's book that I found is called My Brother Charlie by Holly Robinson Pete. It promotes acceptance and of neurodiverse children. It would be very helpful for inclusive settings. Um, the above books can be used during circle time to promote discussion, increase awareness, reduce stigma, and make the classroom more inclusive. Sorry. The real life perspective that I found is Brad's story. It's a video that introduces creative 12-year-old with ADHD, and it shows the challenges, the talents that he has. It's a very short and insightful video that highlights the importance of focusing on the child's strengths while managing their ADHD. All right, and in conclusion, this is a very complex but very manageable disability that affects many children all over the world. Like I said before, things like coordinated services, legal protections, classroom support, early identification, and inclusive literacy are very helpful. Understanding ADHD from a developmental and educational perspective allows their teachers, families, communities to provide care that is responsive and compassionate, and this ensures that all children have the opportunity to learn and succeed. I really learned a lot from this research project. Ways that I can help my children in my classroom, my son who is showing some signs of ADHD, or well, actually ADD, and then also it helps me understand um, ADHD a whole lot more. Thank you.